Okay, this video is called Fat Talk Thinks the Word Obese is a Slur.
So our next patient. Oh, hey, Susan. What appears to be the problem? Hey there, doctor, mate. You alright? Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, Susan? Doctor, I'm gonna be honest, mate. Not too great. I feel a lot of chest pain, right? And my knees hurt when I walk. Okay, well, Susan, the problem with— But that's not all, doctor. I run out of breath really easily, and I just feel tired all the time. Yeah, Susan, I think I might know what the problem you're having is. And every doctor I've gone to about this problem has just been really fat-phobic. Always making comments about my weight and my diet, and it's just really insulting. Susan, I think they might know, yeah, I might be a bit plus size, but it's got nothing to do with my health. I don't know why they keep bringing it up. One doctor even called me the slur obese. Excuse my language. Wait, the slur obese? What do you mean slur? God, they're all so bigoted and closed-minded. Doctor, I just want a solution to my problem. Can you help me out, please, mate? Yo, you're joking, right?
I can't!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, Starlight and Huey. Welcome back to the channel. Or if this just so happens to be your first time here, then I'm not even gonna say it, okay? You know. And before people go in the comments and say, oh, you sound so different, why do you sound so different? It's because I got braces, I got grills, okay? That's why I low-key have a little bit of a lisp, alright? Some words are still kind of hard to pronounce, but to be fair, most of it is faded by now, but it's still there just by a tiny little bit. And if you say you can't hear a difference, then I'm gonna give you flowers, okay? I'm gonna give you roses and dandelions. I was supposed to take a 2-week break off YouTube so my speech could recover, but I had to make this video. This is just retarded. Now, before I go on and on and on, let me just preface this by saying I don't have a problem when people complain on the internet. Honestly, I don't. I'm doing it right now. If someone wants to sit down and complain about something, then honestly, I think that's perfectly fine. Sometimes it's funny, constructive, and actually entertaining. It only becomes a problem when you're crying and whining about something which you yourself can control. It's one thing if I complain about Cocoa Pops tasting like shit because they—
True. Don't expect other people to do it for you.
Took the sugar out. I don't know why they did that. But it's different if I'm the CEO of Cocoa Pops complaining about the same thing. Like, do you not see how stupid that would be? You fucking made it, you twat. And similar to that, if you complain about getting made fun of on the internet while you simultaneously act like a retard on the internet, you're a fucking idiot. I don't feel like I'm breaking new grounds here. This shit should be obvious. In conclusion, don't complain about things which you can solve through your own actions, okay? I thought this would be common sense by now, but clearly the internet has reduced all of our IQs by at least 200. And for some reason, I don't feel like it's gonna get any better anytime soon. But easily one of the dumbest communities on the internet
you would
is
think we live in the world of like information where it's like at your fucking fingertips, right? The information is at your fingertips. But yet, people are just getting dumber. I don't understand. Hi, Yakuza. Hello. That whole thing that's happening with the Olympics and how that boxer is being accused of being a man just because fucking J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk and whoever the fuck else said she was? Oh my God. And you expect high-profile people like that to do research? Blows my mind. Blows my mind. The internet is the reason why people get so dumb. I thought, you know, it'd be the opposite where you would do research before you let your little fingertips run across a keyboard and try to act like you're smart. It's literally illegal to be transgender and exactly. It's illegal to be transgender, to have a sex change, to be a gender that you were not born of. It is literally illegal. And them doing this to her could actually cause her issues when she goes back to her country. I sure hope the Algeria officials won't do anything, but it has now become such a shitstorm that that poor woman, I just don't get it. Because she doesn't have a feminine face and because she wears baggy clothing, she's not a woman. And because that one report from Russian officials She was fine in the, like, what was it, 2020 Olympics? Nobody batted an eye. 2021 Olympics, I think she was, or boxing matches in 2022, I think. Nobody batted an eye. I just don't get it. Yeah, I saw that blurns where she adjusts her pants, like her shorts. They're like, she's adjusting her junk. And then I'm like, I didn't know males had penises that high. That's insane. And I scrolled down into the comments, right? And the person, one comment goes, man, you have a penis, I have a penis, and we both know our penises are not that high. Because it was like literally next to her belly button that she was adjusting her shorts. And I'm like, holy, they are reaching. But yeah, that's happening. I don't understand. Do research before you believe anybody. Do research. Please don't look like a fucking idiot.
But easily one of the dumbest communities on the internet is the fucking body positivity, fat liberation, body diversity, plus size. Literally every single other word under the sun other than what they actually are. Obese. You are obese, okay? You're not body liberated, you're not plus size. A fucking large Coke at KFC is plus size. You're just fucking obese, man. You can call it whatever you want. It is not gonna change that fact. We've been over this several times. And like I've said in those previous several times, no one cares that you're obese. If you want to sit down and eat pizza and ice cream all day, go ahead, okay? We don't care. People only start making fun of you when you complain about being overweight. You can't cry and whine about thin privilege when you sit down and eat enough food to feed a family of 4. These people are so fucking tone deaf it hurts to watch. I've literally seen some accounts on TikTok where they'll go, oh my god, my jeans won't fit. They need to make bigger jeans.
Or just buy a larger size. Or lose some weight. I don't understand. Yeah, you're doing it to yourself at this point. Buy a bigger pair of jeans. Don't complain. Or lose some weight. If you can't lose weight because you have a medical condition, buy bigger clothes. Don't blame anybody else that you have, like, I don't understand. I was doing research because I saw stuff happening in the VTuber community where the VTubers, some VTubers, are now trying to, sorry, it was the outfit that Pima drew my model in. It was like a trend going on, posted on Twitter. So I go to the comment section and it's just full of like that were obese, right? And I was like, I guess this is now hitting the VTuber community. I didn't care or anything like that. But then I go and do research and I'm like, are people actually like really into it? Because one person posted their model and they had their question like, are people into this type of body type? I do my research and there is this thing called feeders, squishers, squashers. And then I recently found out that there is death feeders. I didn't know these things were a thing where people will feed the other person until they become morbidly obese and they get off on that. And then the squashers / squishers are people will hire morbidly obese or overweight people to lay on top of them and squish them because it helps their anxiety. And that's all they want from them, is to be laid on by an overweight or morbidly obese person because it comforts them, apparently. And I was just like, what the fuck? And then death feeders are the people who get sexual gratification of feeding someone to death. Just buy a fucking weighted blanket. But yeah, the feeding till death part threw me. I was like, oh my God. Imagine you getting laid on by a morbidly obese person and then you start having limitations of air going into your lungs and they're like, hey, can you please get off me? And then they're like, oh, yeah, and it takes them a while to get off of you. Is this what happened in the CSI episode where this happened and then the person couldn't get off of the other person fast enough, and so they just freaking died? Is that what happened in the episode? I feel like that's what happened. Natural selection. Let's go.
Day, and it's the worst food ever. Like, the solution to your problem is right there. It's on your account, you fucking wanker. But the worst thing these people do is that they'll genuinely convince themselves that there's nothing wrong with being obese.
Stop.
Do I even need to go over why that just doesn't make any sense? I've done it before, so I don't think I need to, but I will say that looking like this will, and is going to kill you. And is 100% gonna cause you health issues down the line. Like heart problems, kidney problems, joint problems, bone problems. Do I even need to go on? I mean, that short list is bad enough.
That image of the skeletal structure inside of the obese person, those poor bones, I feel like they would just snap. Thankfully, bones are strong, but holy.
The full one is pretty fucking bad. Now, I'm not saying that people who aren't fat don't have these problems, but I am saying that if you are fat, you are much more likely to have these problems. That's not me being fat phobic, that's me using what they taught me back in primary school. Children know this. Most people know this. Even you fat people know this. That's why they love the delusion of fat just being a body type. To which it's not. It comes with many different issues, but alright. They go as far as to call people fat phobes, which is a pretty rational fear if I'm being honest. No one in their right mind would want to look like this. Absolutely fucking no one. It's just in recent times there's been a really weird push into glorifying this stuff. The silly, health at all size, my body is beautiful dog shit that
yeah, being too skinny, right? There is the in between, and then there's the opposite spectrums, right? Obese and like anorexic, or really, really fucking. Didn't Asmongold say that he got teased too when he was when he was going through school and everything because he was too thin, and he got teased for that? Skinny people get teased as well. Like, extremely skinny people get freaking teased. My mother freaking teased me because I didn't have a female curvy body when I was going through or anything. She teased me because I had the body of a little boy, apparently, according to my mother. And I recently just filled out, apparently. I don't freaking know. People get teased for being too skinny, and then they get teased for being too fat, you know? It's the extremes. There's the middle. Find the middle ground. You don't have to try and make everybody adhere to your ideology or your thought process of having this much weight on my body is fine. I want you to think I'm sexy for not being able to move 5 paces without panting and practically dying.
No one actually believes has, for some reason, become a main statement in today's modern media. And it just keeps getting worse. Here we have the word obese trending on Twitter.
5 faces is pretty far.
Or whatever the fuck people call it nowadays. I don't care. Now, to everyone who actually enjoys their life and doesn't use Twitter, you're probably wondering, why was the word obese trending? Well, now the word obese, the medical term obese, is considered a slur. Yes, a slur. The word should now be censored and treated like the N-word. Honestly, I couldn't make this up even if I tried. Even though I have zero expectations of anyone on the internet, I'm still somehow disappointed.
I can always identify someone who doesn't have a great grasp on history.
So, being the researching person that I am, I went deep. I dug so far. I was looking for this lady. I was looking for her. I was like, okay, on Instagram, because there's no TikTok, signature usually on TikTok videos. So I was like, okay, this is a TikTok video. So then I went on TikTok, tried to find her name, couldn't find it. Okay. Oh, I found her name too. It was like Leia something. And so then I went on Instagram. Wasn't on Instagram. And then I went to Twitter. I found her on Twitter. All of her posts before July are gone. are freaking gone. Oh yeah, I'm a creep. Found her whole family circle. She changed her profile picture. She changed everything, and she deleted every single post or hid all the posts prior to July. And I was like, because then I saw all these videos on YouTube with her face on it, and I guess she didn't like the backlash. Because I guess she's the one that started obese as a slur.
If they see medicalization as a stamp of inherent virtue. This comes up a lot when I talk about how the word obese is a slur. At least one person will always pop their head out of the ground to say, obese is a medical term.
But it quite literally is. It says it right here. It's a medical condition that people can get diagnosed with.
As if that somehow makes it better.
No, that would just not make it a slur. It would make it a medical condition.
You know what else used to be a medical term? Like a lot of bad shit we don't say anymore. Because we realized it was stigmatizing as fuck and it actively harmed people.
You know what else actively harms people? Obesity. You fucking twat. And unlike words, obesity actually harms people on a biological level. And even if you call it something else like round or big-bodied or morbidly obtuse, it's not gonna change the fucking issue.
Obtuse.
Because it's not a derogatory term, it's a health problem. People are still gonna suffer from obesity whether you call it obesity or not.
You know what? Cancer is now a slur. You can't say cancer anymore. Nope, it's a slur.
My God, I never thought I'd ever have to explain that.
Science and language are both constantly evolving and updating. The medical establishment is not exempt from this. If anything, it's actually...
Diabetes is a slur. Can't say it. You should get short. Yeah, short is a slur. You can't say that word anymore.
Actually a particularly strong dating. The medical establishment is not exempt from this. If anything, it's actually a particularly strong example of how this happens. We don't need to look too far back into history at all to see how medical terminology and practices change.
Yeah, well, that's due to a little known fact called technology. The reason why medical practices change is due to technological advances. Back in the day, they didn't have technology to...
And knowledge, because they're learning. Like... Now they don't use a chainsaw to do pap smears or help during pregnancies. You know, back then they used a mini chainsaw to help with giving birth. They still do a mini chainsaw? Where? How do they do a mini? I know they do scissors. Is it in like some third world country? Where is a chainsaw being used? Yeah, the reason chainsaws got invented was because of pregnancy, giving birth, the help to give birth. Bro, that's fucking metal. Yeah, chainsaws were originally invented to help women give birth.
This change is due to technological advances. Back in the day, they didn't have technology to pinpoint each medical issue. But now we do. And with that knowledge, we can tell that being morbidly obese is not good.
Be honest, they make clothes big enough. Gotta find the right store.
For you.
For example, homosexuality is no longer diagnosed as a mental illness. Female hysteria is not something that's diagnosed anymore.
Ah, yes. Two psychological thought processes which don't inherently kill you. You know, guys, I think I'm starting to see the relation between that and having plaque literally cover your organs. Yeah, they're definitely the same thing.
Cocaine and heroin are no longer prescribed as anesthetics or cough suppressants. Lysol cleaning spray is no longer used as a douche.
How do you know? There are some crazy people out there that probably do that. You don't know that. How do you know?
Don't perform ice pick lobotomies anymore. And doctors...
Don't they still do that in like the unchecked doctors, the doctors like working out of their basement? Don't they still do that? I feel like they still do.
No longer advocate for the health benefits of smoking cigarettes. Oops.
You know, it's almost like there's a way for doctors to tell if there's something biologically harmful to you. I wonder if they can still do that. Oh well, I guess not. Is her argument here that science is just outdated and that there's nothing unhealthy about being overweight? Because if
They're
that's
called
the case,
TikTok
then
doctors.
she'd be wrong. The same way that we know smoking cigarettes is bad is the same way that we know overeating is bad. You'd expect a fully grown adult to know this.
Ew.
More importantly, when a marginalized group tells you that a word or practice harms them, you can just go ahead and believe them.
Oh God, I love alcohol. I love me some alcohol. Listen, buddy,
You're an
I'm glad to
alcoholic.
have you at the bar and all, but I think you've had too much. I think you might be an alcoholic. Hey, you can't say that word. That word is a slur. I don't appreciate that
I don't like being called short. Short is a slur.
word. That word is very harmful. Listen, I'm sorry, man. I know the word alcoholic might be
Just
harsh,
grow
but
up.
this is your 13th drink. I think you might have had too many. No, I fucking haven't. You know what? I'm sick and tired of people using that derogatory term against me. I don't think you understand
Heels
just how
on
harmful
easy?
that word is to me. So pour me another fucking
okay, we don't
pint,
care.
or else I'm gonna put my boot up your bollocks. Dude, you're an alcoholic. It doesn't matter what word I use here, the problem is this guy drinks too fucking much. I don't understand how people can argue against this. My point here is you can call it whatever you want, it's not gonna change the fact that obesity is an underlying medical condition. And if you view that as offensive, well then that kinda contradicts your entire fat liberation argument. I thought it was okay to be morbidly obese. Why is it now all of a sudden a word that shouldn't be said?
Just a reminder that I am very fat and very sexy. And I am 100% glorifying obesity.
Oh my god. She just said the O word. Twitter, cancel her. No, but seriously, what are the rules here? Is it bad? Is it good? Is it a word that no one should ever say? Because if so, then I have a few replacement suggestions. Fat Talk, feel free to contact me.
Burger-bodied, bloated browsers, wally people, chunky monkeys, salad dodgers, walking lasagna.
But this all just feels like they're just ignoring their health. Like one big everyone close your ears and go la 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 la, I don't want to hear the obese word. To which, okay, fine, but that's not gonna change the fact that you—
No, see that's the issue, Blind. People usually don't care, right? It's when they complain about people not caring. I guess you could say. It's when they complain like they're not getting enough attention. Like you could be I don't care either. You know what? The fast, natural selection. They're probably not going to be on Earth for very much longer. They're probably going to hit, I don't know, 50 years old, pushing 50, maybe 50. And we'll probably be on oxygen and in a scooter. Probably maybe a year left to live. I don't know. I don't care. You know? If you say something against it, they rage. If you let them be, they rage. They won't reach 50. Which is fine by me. Totally fine. It's the whole discrimination to make me buy 2 seats on an airplane even though I take up 2 seats. They should buy 2 seats on an airplane. I actually wondered, because I saw on the last time I went on a plane, was this guy. He had to ask for an extra seat belt to make the seatbelt he had longer. Does that like ring a bell in their brain that a normal person doesn't have to do that? A semi-healthy person doesn't have to ask for an extra seatbelt. Does that like trigger something in their, like, I just had to ask for an extra seatbelt to make my seatbelt bigger to fit me? What brain? I would think that it would like kickstart something like, oh, maybe I should lose weight.
Which, okay, fine, but that's not gonna change the fact that you are obese. Oh, sorry, I meant you're plus-sized. And so is the plaque in your arteries. Good luck with heart disease.
Obesity is a noun, and it doesn't describe how large something is.
Well, actually, the word obese is an adjective, and is a word used to describe a large human being. So, no, you're wrong.
Quick point, the word obesity, not obese, is a noun, but in this context, she was very clearly referring to the adjective's definition with the use of the word.
We don't say that that house is obese.
The word obese is used to describe people, genius.
The term obesity comes with judgment. not a judgment of the size of that person, but of how they became large.
What are you talking about? By definition, it literally is used to describe how large someone is. At this point, you're just throwing in random shit in to make it sound like you know what you're talking about. The word obese
Why would I call
is
a
a
house
chronic
obese?
disease that impairs health, okay?
Holy, she looks like that. Oh, what are they called? The chocolate thingies. Michelin Man ran away from the billboard. What's a Goomba? No, not a kiss. Not a kiss. They're circle. And I see a lot of memes where the people put the circle chocolate thingies behind or right next to a bald man. What are they? The round. No, don't ever insult Reese's cups like that. The round ones. Whoppers. Yes. Whoppers. Or an almond joy. She looks like an almond joy.
You can try and shift the definition all you want, saying all this fucking judgment bullshit, but it's not gonna change the fact that being obese is bad for you. It's not neutral, it's fucking bad for you.
Word comes from Latin, meaning to overeat, which puts the blame on the larger person.
Where else is the blame supposed to go? Me?
Yeah.
Is it my fault that you can't go outside without a fucking scooter? Or is it your
Yeah.
fault because you refuse to eat a salad once in a while?
Yeah.
As if food carries moral value. It doesn't, and we should stop using this word.
Maybe stop overeating. Maybe that.
Well,
Let's speak ill of
obviously it
health
doesn't
and
hold
joy.
moral value. It's just food. The food itself
My
isn't
bad,
the
I made her
problem
obese.
here. The problem is when you eat 3,000 to 4,000 calories of it every day. You can change the
Holy-
word
Ew!
all you want. The problem
Ew!
is still gonna be there. You fucking
Is that against TOS?
idiot. I don't like that word. Can we change it? Mate, the word's not the fucking problem. The problem is that your internal organs probably look like Indian street food. You're the size of 3 people and most of you can't even sit down in a chair.
I thought he
You
was
change the word to-
naked. I didn't even see the shorts for a second. I thought he was freaking naked. Did you just see that Twitch streamer who got banned because he used his excess skin to cover his junk? He had clothes on. What, the streamer or that person? Yes. Yeah. He used his excess skin to cover his junk, but he got banned.
Around, want it to be plus size, want it to be fucking morbid. It doesn't make a difference because the health problems that obesity cause are still gonna be there. Oh god, these people are so brain dead.
Why is it offensive to call someone fat who is fat?
Hello, certified fat person here.
Ah, god.
You just called yourself fat.
You know, at this point, I can just tell what kind of response I'm gonna get just from looking at them. I don't even like using this word, but this is literally the Karen haircut. Okay, well, let's hear this one out.
And I'm more than happy to answer your question if you really do want an answer, which I'm not so sure you do.
Ah, just get on with it.
To start, I refer to myself as fat, and I don't
Okay.
care if other people refer to me as fat.
Okay.
And that's because I don't see the word fat as a bad word.
Okay.
Even if someone tries to insult me by saying you're fat, my response is yes and.
I mean, yeah,
Okay,
she's
so
not
she's-
wrong. It's not a bad
she's-
word.
okay,
It's just
okay.
pretty bad health condition. And also, if that's the case, then why the fuck does everyone get so upset about the word obese? Is it because obese sounds worse than fat? I mean, it does, but they both lead to the same conclusion. Heart disease.
It took a lot of work to get to this point, and that's because, like many other words in our language, the word fat has a dark history where it has been used to belittle, insult, and dehumanize.
But for the most part, to educate, because being fat is not a good thing. It's not a fucking body type like in a video game. No, it actually has consequences in real life. The way you talk about being fat is like it's like being short or having a big nose or having big lips or some shit like that. Those are
Yeah, she's right on that. But you would think then people would be like, fat is now the term fat is now a slur, not the medical term or obesity. Because I have never heard obese, morbidly obese, or obesity used in a derogatory, harmful way from one person to another. You always hear it from doctors. I have never once heard, you're so obese. I hear, you're so fat. I don't get it. I don't get it.
inherent characteristics which you can't change. You are just literally killing yourself.
So for a lot of people, it's very difficult to shake this history when they hear the word fat.
Because it's an inherently bad thing. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, bone and joint issues, digestion issues. Do I even need to go on?
And if you want the word fat to be used in the same way as skinny, thin, fit, then you need to use it in a way that's not derogatory, which quite frankly, you did not do in your video. So if someone you deem fat prefers to refer to their body as curvy or plus size,
Do not. Don't get me started on the curvy. Don't get me started on the curvy. Curvy is hourglass figure, right? You're curvy. Hourglass. Okay? When I look on Google and I type in curvy women and I get morbidly obese, or overweight women, it drives me crazy. There is curvy, thick curvy, there is thick, there is curvy, which describes a woman that is hourglass who has some meat on her. Okay.
curvy or plus, you did not do in your video. So if someone you deem fat prefers to refer to their body as curvy or plus size, they have every reason in the world to do so, and you need to respect it. Thanks.
What difference does it make? Listen, mate, if you'd rather be called plus size, then yeah, whatever, sure, fine. The problems you get from obesity are still gonna be there. How many times do I need to say the same thing before it drills into your abnormally large
At least they're
head?
keeping
Whether
the
you
fast
call it
food
obese or not, it's still gonna
and
be
food
not
companies
good. But I
alive.
guess this rational use of logic can't be expected from Fat Talk. I mean, they all collectively thought it was a good idea to call themselves Fat Talk, for fuck's sake. But another app that rational
Wait, is
thought
that really
process
what they're
can't be given to is Twitter. Obviously. I feel like anyone familiar with Twitter could have probably guessed that at this point. No one uses their brains on there. People even found a way to find political discourse in a McDonald's advert. The people of Twitter even got mad at PewDiePie for being a happy, loving father. This app is actually hell. Like, actually fucking hell. I refuse to believe that anyone who uses this app is happy in real life. But of course, if they can make big issues out of literally nothing, I don't see how any of these are controversial by any means. But you wouldn't believe the fucking uproar when it comes to the word obese. Now, I look at dumb people all day. I look at silly people all day. And even I've got to put my hands up and say, these are some of the dumbest fucking retards on earth. Fat talk is one thing, but Twitter is another fucking planet, man. Babe, obesity is a medical slur. Love your body. If you want to exercise and eat healthier, that's great. But don't be scammed and bullied into making yourself smaller. There is nothing wrong with being fat. Well,
What?
I fucking beg to differ. This shit kills people, you know. But I guess my main question here is, how is weight loss a scam? I mean, yeah, sure, there are some shady weight loss practices, but for the most part, the weight loss journey itself is always a good thing. It's good for your heart, joints, mobility, overall health. You get to live longer. You actually get to sit down in chairs and you don't have to worry about a weight capacity. And you can actually walk without having to waddle around like a fucking penguin. This isn't bullying. This is just facts. Oh wait, sorry about that. I forgot I wasn't supposed to use rational thinking when talking to someone who uses Twitter. My apologies. When you see the fat-phobic slur obesity, replace the word in your mind with fat people or fat children, and then see how the headline or proposal reads. Oh god. Anything you propose to do about the fat-phobic slur obesity is something you're proposing to do to fat people. And the reason why the word is a slur is because it makes you forget that fat people are people. Okay, no, mate. No. Whenever someone makes the statement that they want to get rid of obesity, they're talking about the illness obesity. They want to get rid of what these people have and not the people. Because they will live a lot shorter lives if they don't get rid of it.
Let them live shorter lives.
Obesity isn't a
Let them live shorter lives.
group of people, it's a health condition. Whenever someone says I want to get rid of cancer, they're not saying they want to kill everyone with cancer. They're saying they want to get rid of the illness, you idiot. Don't even try and defend the fatphobic slur obesity by saying it's a medical term. It's a medical slur. Is that even a thing? Is a medical slur even real? It's either you have the condition or you don't. I don't see how that can be derogatory. It's the word doctors use to deny fat people medical care. Yeah, we know it's used in medicine, causing they're using it to kill us.
Huh?
What? You know what? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Whenever a doctor gives a fat person health advice, they are just denying them healthcare. Yep, you're right. I hate the term so much. It's so dehumanizing. I felt like a fucking specimen when I read the—
All these people that are complaining have like thin profile pictures, by the way.
note my doctor wrote for me in order to get reasonable accommodations at work. You know, just getting a little bit silly here. You can do things in your life. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they could possibly be. There are some things out there which can help you lose weight. Okay, I don't know what they could possibly be, but they are out there. So if you don't like being obese, then you could
obviously they don't like being obese because they have their profile picture of a skinny lady. So obviously they're fighting with their inner demons or something. I don't know.
Alright, just an idea. The term obese is a slur. Violent, dehumanizing, it's anti-black. Well, as a colored crayon myself, I don't see how. How can a biological health condition be racist? I am losing faith in our species. Hey skinnies, the word obesity is a fat-phobic slur. Stop interacting with posts that use it as a way to combat fatness.
Skinny
I fucking
profile
hate y'all for that shit. If you're not fat, stay out of fat people's business. And if you disagree, literally block me. Okay, well you're gonna fucking die. See you later, bro. Calm down, calm down, calm down. It's a joke, it's a joke. Kind of. The term obese is a slur because it is used to dehumanize and harass
Hexella. That was the one.
us. It's not because our feelings are hurt by an accurate description. Well, it is, because I don't see how it could be anything else. It is an outdated term that does more harm than good, and as such, it should be eradicated. That's it. I've said it many times before and I'll say it again. Just because you get rid of the word doesn't mean you get rid of what it actually is. The causes and effects of obesity are still gonna be a thing whether you call it obesity or not. How hard is this to understand? It's almost like education is illegal wherever you people are from. My god. Mercedes claims that obesity is a slur used to exact violence on fat people, particularly black, disabled, trans, poor fat people. Oh god, I'm starting to genuinely feel my brain melt at some of this bullshit. What are you talking about? Honestly, what are you talking about? A medical term used to diagnose people is now claimed to be violent. This can't be real life. They want to be victims so badly. It's so fucking cringe. You'll never see anyone defend anorexia or chain smoking like this. So why do they do it for obesity? God, this is so fucking weird. Now, I'm not gonna claim to be a medical professional by any—
This might be a bit far. How do they clean down? If their fat hangs practically to their knee, how do they clean there? Do they lay on the floor and like pull it up and then like have their legs open and then try to wash it that way? I really want to know how they clean. Your mom worked as a nurse and she says they can't. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Any means, because I'm really not. I only studied anatomy, physiology, and nutrition for around a year in college, right? But even with the little amounts of information I have on the subject, I still have more than enough knowledge to claim that being morbidly obese is not a good thing. It's not like a neutral body type like in a video game which has no impact on your gameplay. No, it's not like that. It's a serious medical condition and is terrible for your health. You don't even need to study anything to understand that. I feel like most people can tell what a healthy body looks like compared to an unhealthy one. As long as you have more than 2 lines on your brain, then you should be able to know this. And yet, we have these people. But not only has this ideology seeped itself onto TikTok and Twitter, but it's also seeped itself into actual medical professionals. Honestly, I wish I was joking.
If you are obese, please don't ever let a doctor or a healthcare provider tell you that you need to lose weight before they investigate further a symptom that you're having.
You have to be just a guy in a costume, okay? There is no way you have a medical license. Oh my days, how dare a medical healthcare provider provide medical healthcare?
I mean,
that's just
he's not wrong, but he's not right, right? They should tell you to lose weight, but they should also look for any underlying issues that you could have. Like maybe you have, I don't know, thyroid problems, because thyroid illnesses can cause you to gain a lot of weight. Maybe you have something else. He's not wrong, but he's not right either.
ridiculous. If you are clinically diagnosed with obesity, then you should lose the weight. If a medical professional tells you to do so, then you should probably do so. A reliable medical professional who actually uses biology, not this bellend.
If they want to delay getting a lab or getting imaging or having you see a specialist, if they want to delay that because they say you need to lose weight first, you need to push back on that person. Or you need to find someone else.
What is with his hair?
Why? If you're obese and you're suffering from symptoms and you decide to lose the weight, there is a high possibility that those symptoms can lessen down, making treatment a lot easier for everyone involved. Any doctor in their right state of mind would understand this.
Because your health problems are not just blamed on your obesity or the amount of fat tissue that you have.
Yeah, you graduated on Roblox, bro. There is no fucking way you have a master's degree. This may be news to you, doctor, but being fat itself is a health issue and will be the cause of 99% of the problems these people have. You'd like to believe a doctor would know this.
You are allowed to have other health problems as well, and you deserve the respect and dignity of investigating those other symptoms as well.
Yeah, but what about the main symptom that is visible? Are you serious? If this person walks into your office and says, "Oh, doc, my joints hurt," are you gonna say, "Oh, let me go investigate that further"? No, idiot. The problem is pretty obvious. It doesn't need much investigation. You'd like to believe a medical professional would understand this, but clearly not. Jeez, man, us evolving backwards really was an understatement.
Now we have to make
We've got
doors
people
wider.
genuinely walking around thinking that there's absolutely nothing wrong with being morbidly obese. And there's even people thinking we shouldn't even say the word obese, whilst also simultaneously thinking that there's nothing wrong with being obese. But if that's the case, then why shouldn't we be able to say it? I mean, is it a slur? Is it liberating? Is it fat phobic? I don't even fucking know anymore. Every time I try and understand this stuff, I just get a headache. But there you have it. Modern society. Calling people who are objectively unhealthy is now derogatory. And the word obesity should now be censored, but at the same time should be liberated and celebrated and just
How
give
does a
up. Every
person-
time I come back,
I feel bad for her.
modern society. Calling people who are
How does she see her other tattoo? Like, your tattoos are there to, like, look at. And how do you see them?
objectively unhealthy is now derogatory.
Mirror?
And the word obesity
I
should now
guess.
be censored, but at the same time should be liberated and celebrated and just, I give up. Every time I come back to this plus size agenda, it just makes less and less sense. But anyways, guys, this is in fact the end of the video, and if you liked, please leave a like, and if you didn't, then feel free to degrade me in the comments. I hope my braces and newfound speech didn't affect the video too much, but if it did, then
How do you see your back
sorry about that.
tattoo?
I'm still in my
I don't have a
adapting
back
phase,
tattoo.
so
I
I'm
have a
not
shoulder-
fully normal
back
just
shoulder
yet.
tattoo.
But like
I
I
see it
said
just
earlier,
fine.
I had to make this video. There was no way I was ignoring this. But yeah, hopefully next video I don't sound like fucking Timmy Turner. But with all that said, all my links and socials are in the description. Feel free to follow me on anything. I hope all of you guys did enjoy the video. But until next time, make sure to drink your water and get enough sleep at night. Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You know why being overweight is one of the smartest things you could do? Just imagine a zombie apocalypse and there's no food left. Overweight people keep all the food in their belly, therefore, they would live longer than
There's no shot she believes that.
people who aren't overweight.
Yeah.
There's no shot. There's no shot she believes that.
Good luck outrunning any living creature. There's no way you actually think that being overweight in a zombie apocalypse is a good idea. And, side note, zombies aren't real, okay? You just threw your health in the garbage for a fictional story. It doesn't get any dumber than that.
I can't. But yes, please stay fat. I'd rather run from fat zombies. You know who's going down first to the zombies. First thing about being tall and fat is finding fucking clothes that fit. Yup. So I was saying big and tall. Cardio, fam. Cardio. That was something. That was something. Oh man. Yeah, that's the video.